Hello, everyone. You're in the office with Joseph Skoda. Excuse me, let me remove the glasses. I don't like to wear my glasses very often, even though I wore them as a kid and throughout my adult life a little bit. But I wore contacts for part of my adult life, and I even had LASIK surgery where I saw better than 20/20 vision for over 10 years. Anyways, I'm just mumbling on. You ever have any regrets in your life? Anything you wish you didn't do or you wish you did do? What it could have, should have. So we hear a lot of that in our lives. Why? I would have went to school if I could have got better grades, and I should have done better. All those different things that we think about. There's also regrets I have in my life too. People say we have no regrets. Or you might have waited too long to ask someone out, or you might have asked someone out you wish you didn't, or you might have taken a job at a lower salary, not realizing it was negotiable, where you could have made a little bit more. Well, for instance, I was an Air Force officer, but I started off as enlisted. And to become an officer in the Air Force, you had to have a bachelor's degree or better. Now, if I would have had my bachelor's degree sooner in life, I would have been able to get a commission in the Air Force and make a better living for myself. So that's a regret, waiting too long to get my education, but I did get it. We see sometimes, wow, you're successful. You have a great music, a song. You're making money in your business, and sometimes we don't see all the stresses and struggles that people had to go through. And there's no overnight successes. I mean, even someone playing in a band, they usually start in someone's garage or basement until they get their act together. You still have to have a few gigs if people believe in you and hire you. You don't just come out of bed one day playing a song and the next thing you know, wow, I'm successful, I'm multi-millionaire because my neighbor heard me. Not usually. We have to go through challenges to become successful. We have to go through hurts, habits, and hang-ups to overcome and, quite frankly, build our character. Now, I was in a meeting just actually a half hour ago, and I'm the president of the World Travelers Toastmasters Club, and we're based in Singapore. And it's very interesting because we represent, I believe, 13 or 14 different countries. We have 30 plus members, and we routinely have 40 to 50 people attend our club meetings. Well, obviously, because we're virtual. If we were in person, it could be a little bit different. But what sets us apart from other clubs is that at least once a month, we focus on a different country, a different culture. We'll have a joint meeting like maybe Barbados, maybe Nigeria, Canada, Mexico, the Philippines. And when we have those joint meetings, we ask the president or leaders of those other clubs to share with us. Do a video or PowerPoint presentation, maybe a 5 to 10 minute talk on just what's so great about their country and what it stands for and how the culture came to be. Too many of us in the US, we don't even know what our culture is. If we were born and raised here, we can talk a little bit maybe where our ancestors are from, or if you're live in Alabama or Ohio or California, you realize it's a totally different culture itself in those different states. And we can talk about, sweet potato pie and possum pie or to me kolache. Just depends on what part of the state you're from and what you're used to. Now, my regrets, I just mentioned not getting my degree a little bit sooner, but also one of my biggest regrets is procrastination. You see, I'm fairly successful, but it took me a long time to get to where I'm comfortable. And I haven't really been comfortable till maybe the last couple of years. Now, why wasn't I more comfortable 10 years earlier or 20 years earlier? Because of procrastination. Because things have always been okay in my life. I've always been able to pay my bills. Well, almost always been able to pay my bills on time. There was a couple of years that just didn't look so good, especially when I first retired from the Air Force. I retired at the age of 39. Now, I wasn't ready to retire, even though I had a master's degree in business at the time and a lot of experience in different areas. I really wasn't ready. I was looking at a longer career in the military than actually happened. Now, one of my regrets was that the woman I married at that time and kind of forced me to retire early. And it's just interesting. I'm not going to badmouth her, badmouth me. We just the wrong place at the wrong time, and things didn't work out. But so we have to be careful who we choose as a partner in life. We really can't choose our children if they're our children, but we should be able to choose when the timing's right to have one. Now I understand it's God's will, and we may not want a child, and here it comes, or we may want one, and unfortunately it doesn't come. And we have a little control over that, but God Almighty ultimately knows our journey in life, and He lets us make mistakes and become knuckleheads and do some stupid stuff, which I know I've done a lot of stupid stuff in my life. Now, I'm fortunate enough to actually today have like 5 college degrees, 3 distinguished Toastmasters awards in Toastmasters, and a myriad of different accomplishments and achievements. CEO of my own company, president, commanders of nonprofit organizations, and so forth and so on. I like to use that, so forth and so on. I know some people are like, what are you talking about? Why do you always say those kinds of things? I don't regret that. And I don't regret wearing hats. I like to wear hats. I think it makes me look a little more sophisticated, a little more important, and you can show I have a good fashion sense. Now, us guys, we often the machismoism, and are we valiant enough to do something that others aren't? Now I'm wearing this crazy brown and orange shirt. I like it, and for a long time I couldn't wear pink. I'm a guy. I'm a man. Men don't wear pink. Well, thanks to my girlfriend, buy me pink shirts every now and then, and actually I look pretty good in them. They even have a pink tie. It doesn't bother me as much, and I think that's part of the confidence in ourselves. Our machismo. You can be machismo and still wear pink and still wear a hat or wear a shirt or not wear a shirt, and I like to wear this. I'm not in Hawaii at the moment, but I will be probably in another month or so, and it's always exciting. And sometimes when you go to different cultures, might wear funny looking shorts, like golfers, for instance. Golfers wear the worst looking shorts ever, and I just think it's ooh, that's not very manly. And I guess it just depends who you are and how do you define masculinity and femininity. Well, you know what I'm trying to say. And there are defined roles between men and women. And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of women who are stronger than men, physically also, not just emotionally. And some men are better doing things around the house. No, defined roles, the men and women roles, but it's okay if you're better at one thing or another. As long as you have a partner that complements you and you can move forward in your life and make it a good life for you. Was there ever a time that you had fear in your life and you couldn't overcome it? They say to be strong, you face or you feel the fear and you overcome. Now it's always easier said than done, of course. Doing a podcast now, if you've been watching me for the last several years, some are better than others, and sometimes I just ramble on and on because I get distracted or I get off on a tangent, and just different things are happening in my life. For instance, right now I'm going to have a coffee out of my Toastmasters mug. Ooh, it's big. And sometimes when I do a video, I'll have a cup of coffee here. When I'm done with it, the coffee's cold. I don't like cold coffee. Now, as in Japan, it's really popular to drink cold coffee out of a can and some other place in the world. It's really good, but that's not what I want to do. So sometimes I don't get a video out on time because I want to enjoy my hot coffee or distractions get in the way. And I do apologize for that. But if you follow me for a long time, I usually have something good to say or something to get off my chest or just something to share. Now, I'm sure you have something you want to get off your chest, something you want to share, and and just get out there and tell your story. And if you're not doing that, why not? Why not ask the fine folks, social media shows network or other places and start your own thing? And if you need help, because all of us need help, we need a little coach, coaching from time to time, a little mentorship, a fellowship with the right kinds of people that can help us achieve the success that we want, that we deserve, that we strive for. Those that make it surround themselves with people who are making it or on the same path. More often than not, we hang around with our old buddies from school, family members, neighbors that don't really boost us up. They try to drag us down. Not saying they need to. I mean, mom and dad's always going to love us, but sometimes they can be a little negative about some of the ideas, thoughts, suggestions, things that we want to do and accomplish. And that's okay, but we don't, besides Sunday dinner after church, where you should be with mom and dad, it's okay the rest of the week to kind of do your own thing and minimize some of that conversation. We let too many negative thoughts get up here. We let too many negative people tell us what they think. And a lot of that negativity, besides coming from our friends and family, comes from our television, comes from the news, comes from podcasts, and definitely most social media. What's interesting about our network is, sure, we can tell a few facts and we can tell a few stories, and more often than not, it's just our opinion. So what I'm saying or talking about is usually my opinion or what I observed. And I could be wrong. I'm never wrong about my opinion. I mean, I'm never wrong about what I think I observe, but I could be wrong about the intention of something happening. And we see it on TV, we see half truths. We see a cop pulling a guy out of a car, has a gun to his head, but we don't necessarily see the guy in the car trying to run over the cop, or spitting on him, or maybe throwing a knife at him, or whatever it is. Or can you imagine being a cop chasing a reckless driver up and down the highway and through the fields and potentially wrecking into other cars and pedestrians or maybe a baby, and basically putting your life in danger? And if you finally get to stop that reckless driver, you want to beat his ass. And you should be able to without being criticized by the public. He put your life in danger, and if you have a family, your spouse and children could lose you. And despite that, we're here just to enforce the law and what's right and wrong. So a lot of people don't want to get into law enforcement or the military or even being a doctor because of all these stipulations on how you have to do your job. And understand there has to be rules and regulations and standards that we uphold. And there are bad people in every profession. But there, I believe there are more good people in all the professions, because most of us just want to have a good job where we're paid a decent salary, where we're shown appreciation, where we can support our families, where we can have a home of our own. Now, even if you're renting, at least it's a home of your own, and we can eat and potentially vacation from time to time. Now, a lot of you know I have my own vacation club, VIP-vacation-club.com, VIP Vacation Club. And it gives me an opportunity to save a lot of money on VIP vacations. I don't want to stay at a 1, 2, or even 3-star hotel. I want to stay at a 4 and 5-star resort when I go on vacation. And a lot of us will kind of buy an airline ticket somewhere, getting a hotel somewhere, and then paying for all these individual tours. My club kind of encompasses all that at once. And the more trips I go on, the more I'm able to share with other people, the more I'm in a happy place, the better I feel at the end of the day, and more information I can share with you without bitching and complaining. Life's not perfect. Mine is far, far from perfect, but I'm still in a happy place. Now, I'm not wearing my pink shirt right now or a pink tie, or I even have a nice white silk tie, I'd like to wear my white pants, but quite frankly, they don't fit me very well anymore. And my wife will tell you for me to wear white, I can't whenever we're going out somewhere where food is involved. If I'm wearing a white t-shirt, it's just because I'm working out in the yard or I'm going to the gym. But I'm not wearing that usually to go to a restaurant or usually to go out and meet with people because I know myself. I know I'm going to spill something on my shirt. Even coffee. I'm okay with coffee with the dark shirt, but if I'm wearing white, you just know it's going to spill on me. I can't help it. That's who I am. That's how I was kind of made. So going back to some of those regrets, if you know you don't look good in white, don't wear white. And no one should be wearing short shorts and showing off your assets that God gave you. Keep covered up. You never be showing off, and flirting's a lot of fun. Don't get me wrong, but be careful on that. Don't be showing off all your body. You wait, that's for your spouse, whoever that may be. Not your boyfriend or girlfriend at the time necessarily, but your spouse is when you should be able to totally be intimate and tell out your lifelong secrets. Now, I can say, well, I've never sinned in my life. Well, of course I have. We were all born into sin. We all made mistakes. And unfortunately, too many of us want to stay there, stay in the dumps of hell. We want to stay in a area where we can never get ahead. We want to stay in the area with our friends, supposed friends, who are going to drag us down and keep us in the trouble. Still enjoying my warm coffee. Praise God for that. Anyways, I'm not here to demean anyone or tell you you're doing horrible, but think about some of those regrets that we may have, how we can overcome some of the fears that we have and how to live a valiant life, and how we can live prosperously. Now, success does not always mean money. To a lot of us, it just means more time, more control of what we do during the day. Now, I don't have multi-millions of dollars. Hopefully someday I do, and every year I'm making just a little bit more, which is good. Now, I may never make those millions, but I do own my own time. And we all know there's 24 hours in a day. I know a couple minutes more, a couple minutes less during leap year, however it goes, but we're basically the same amount of time. What are you doing in those 24 hours a day? Are you sleeping 8 hours of it away? And that's okay. We should get plenty of sleep. Too many of us do not get enough sleep. But even if you're 8 hours of sleep, 8 hours of work, well, let's say it's 10 hours of work because they're driving back and forth, all that's 18. You still have 6 hours of the day to do something else. I mean, we're going to eat, we're going to watch a movie, we're going to visit friends or family. Okay, that's 4 hours. What about the other 2 hours? Are you doing something that's going to help you in your life get ahead? Are you learning a new skill? Are you doing a podcast? Because I'll tell you one thing, Maria Perezna will tell you sometimes I'm a little bit behind on some of my videos. But you know what? I'm okay with that. I am okay with that. But if you do have an extra 2 hours a day or just a few extra hours a week, you can do 4 or 5 videos and do them all at once and just spread them out as time goes on. And me belonging to like 6 or 7 Toastmasters clubs, that can be time consuming, but it's fun. I don't regret it at all. I'm learning, I'm surrounding myself with people who inspire me. I have mentors in the clubs, and I've seen people go through their own challenges and struggles that's helped me become a better person. And more often than not, I just become a little more compassionate and understanding and patient, which is one of the virtues I don't always hold on very well. Patience is a virtue, and we need to be social with other people. We need to learn to listen, compassionate, not be judgmental, learn, grow, and more importantly, just be with people so they can vent from time to time. But don't vent to me too much because I'm going to walk away. I do not want to be around negative people for too long. I cannot afford for my demeanor to be lower. I cannot afford to wake up in the morning being sad or disgruntled or woe is me. I can't afford that. That will hurt. That will hurt my health. That will hurt my mindset. I will not be very sociable in a good way. I can't do that. And I won't allow you to bring me down. Anyways, this is where I'm getting into rambling again. So now it's time to cut it out. Well, watch on those regrets, what you can do to make your life a little bit better. Face the fear, do it anyways. Become valiant and persevere in your life. Learn a little bit about patience. And take time to listen. And remember, we all have 24 hours in a day. What are you doing to make it work for you? Well, you're in the office with Joseph Skoda. I'm glad to be here. Join me next time and subscribe to my channel. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye. If you liked our show, please subscribe to our YouTube channel or find us on any social media platform, Instagram, of course, Facebook. Like, subscribe, share. We appreciate it. Let us know your thoughts and join our team. Anyways, we appreciate you staying tuned week after week, day after day, because we continuously build up our network to bring to you what you're asking for. Have a great day.
This show is brought to you by Michelle Kubiak. If you want to buy or sell a home, call Michelle, 702-683-6576.
Shopping for a new home is an exciting time, and the mortgage process just got easier. New American Funding's all-digital mortgage application takes all the hassle out of applying for a mortgage. Simply put in your information and we do the rest. Safely and securely verify your income, assets, and tax information electronically. Plus, you get access to track the progress of your application anytime, anywhere. Less questions, less paperwork, less hassle, and instant access. Ready to start shopping for your new home? Let's get started.
Hi, I'm Deacon T with Modern Word Ministries. It's great to be with you today. Just a short little promo for our show. Every Sunday morning we have service, and you can follow us at 10 a.m. Pacific Time on modernwordministries.org. And if you missed us or you want to see some of our older messages, go ahead and check us out on socialmediashows.com every single morning at 9 a.m. It's a great way to kick off your day, get a little bit of the word in you, get something uplifting, get you started off on your way. You know, if you're looking for prayer or you need some help, reach out to us. If you go to our website, again, that's modernwordministries.org, you can interact with me via telephone, via DM, text message, whatever you want. I'll get right back to you. So if you need prayer, you need help, you just need somebody to talk to, Modern Word Ministries is here for you. We are your church in the community. So until you see you next time, be blessed, everybody. Bye-bye.
Traditional TV is going away. Hollywood is starting to fade. People are demanding real stories from real people. Our voices are now being heard in our own way. Podcasts, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok Live are becoming the norm. Internet TV has now reached the highest demand in human history. Social media shows is now the new media of the century.